title of this video is There's Such a Thing as Too Much Compromise in a Relationship. So, I'm Julia Keller, as you guys know. I'm the writer of this book, Attraction Authentic Love. So, we've all been told that compromise in a relationship is a good thing. But maybe there's such a thing as too much compromise. So what's too much compromise and what's good kind of compromise? That's the question that you're probably wondering. So too much compromise is when you are bending backwards to make sure he's happy. It's when he says he wants to go to Hawaii for a holiday and you want to go to Mexico and you end up going to Hawaii. That's too much compromise. He hates opera, you love opera, and instead of going to opera, you end up going to watch football all the time because that's what he wants to do. And if this happens continuously, and the pattern always is, you are constantly doing what he wants to do, and you are constantly not doing what you want to do, and it's constantly like he chooses the restaurant, it's always his restaurant. He chooses the activity, it's always his activity. In fact, even when you go to the movies or you watch a movie at home, it's always an action flick because he hates chick flicks. If you feel like you're losing your opinion and you're wondering what your opinion even is, because your opinion is starting to be whatever his opinion is, you're compromising too much. If he's a vegetarian and you love eating meat, and when you go out to restaurants, you always end up eating vegetarian just because you don't want to offend him by eating meat, and all these other stuff is also happening, you're probably compromising too much. What is compromising too much? Compromising too much, if you haven't got it from my examples, is when you lose yourself. It's when you end up sublimating who you are to make sure that he's happy. Now, why is that a bad thing? That's a bad thing because what happens after that is basically you start to slowly lose your personality. Now, here's the issue. This guy, when he first fell for you, he did not fall for this like Stepford wife kind of woman that basically does everything he wants to do. He fell for the girl that has an opinion, the girl who has a personality, the girl who likes the things that you used to like. And if you suddenly become this girl with no opinion, no personality, that's just there to do whatever he wants to do, he will just as quickly get bored. And I have seen this happen over and over and over again, and I have clients that come to me and they're just like, I don't know what happened. I did everything he wanted. I did everything to make him happy, and then he left me and he said he just doesn't feel that way anymore. Now that is because you basically stopped being who you were and became just a reflection of something that he supposedly wants, which in the end was not what he wanted at all. So what's a right kind of compromise? Now, all compromises that are functionable, that work, that are actually compromises, not one person losing her complete identity to be whatever her man supposedly wants at the moment, but are actually compromises, should be bilateral. This means that you want to go to Hawaii and he wants to go to New Mexico, and you end up finding a way to either go to some completely third place that you both love, or to do both holidays. This year we'll go to Hawaii, next year we'll go to New Mexico. I'll challenge me and you challenge you. So the thing is, how you grow in a relationship is if you're both constantly challenging each other. You're both supposed to be making each other better people. So if he's only ever doing what he wants to do, there's no challenge. There's no interest. He's not learning anything from you. He's not getting anything from you. You have to be challenging him as much as he's challenging you. You make yourself better people by teaching each other your skills, by trying what both people like. So he challenges you to try roller coasters, and you challenge him to try horseback riding, for example. Whatever it is, but somehow you're constantly making each other better. That's what makes a good relationship. Compromise should be coming from both sides. A truly good compromise, and the way compromise was actually invented, is that both parties give a little bit by understanding what the greater good is. And if you find that the relationship is going to something that he's always like, ugh, I don't want to do that. Ugh, that's just horrible. Ugh, that's not working for me. Oh, babe, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. You just go with your friends. You know, if that's a constant thing, and you're constantly be like, oh, the only terms on which you can hang out with him is his terms, and none of your terms are ever passing, this might not be the relationship for you. If you find that the only way to be with him is to basically lose who you are and to bend and bend and bend and bend because it's the only way that he accepts, his way or the highway, then you better take the highway because this is not your man. Because you know what? I guarantee you 5 years from now, 10 years from now, even 20 years from now, you will be bitter. you'll be annoyed, and you'll be remembering the time that you bended constantly to be the person he wants to be. Either that, or he will be bored, and he'll have some other mistress who challenges him. And I have seen this happen over and over and over again. The amount of men I see go through divorce number 1 and divorce number 2 because they are my way or the highway kind of men, and women bend, and they bend, and then they are basically, well, I don't feel it anymore. 5 years down the line, they're like, I lost the feeling. And then 5 years down the line for the next woman, I lost the feeling. And guess what? They end up with some woman who challenges them, who's like, no, babe, you want to be with me? We have to both compromise. And those men are devoted to those women. Because that's what makes a relationship exciting, fun, and that's what you want to be. You want to be the fun woman in the relationship. You want to be the exciting one. You want to be the one that challenges him. You want to be the one that, like, you know, we have a great time together because she's constantly keeping me on on my toes. That's the girl you want to be. So if you want to learn how to be this woman, you can read my book, you can do my online program, and you can schedule a free call with me on my website, and perhaps there's something I can show you by our one-to-one work. If you can't find it in here and you can't find it in my online program, the one-to-one work will help you become this woman. And please click up, like our videos, and if you have anything you'd like us to discuss, I want you to mention it down below. You can send us an email as well, info@juliakeller.co.uk, and we would love to talk about whatever topics you want. Bye!